How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. This is a start to a new series I want to make called Lightning Reviews. I'm sure from the name you can already infer what this is about, but in case you don't know, this is just going to be a series where I talk about movies that I've seen recently that I think you guys might be interested in. So, last night, my girlfriend and I went out to see The Batman. And I'll start by saying right away that I thought the movie was good. If you're a fan of Batman, you'll probably enjoy this movie. And before I dig into the things that I didn't enjoy so much in this movie, let me quickly run through the things that I actually quite liked. So, first, and probably the most important part, Robert Pattinson. I honestly think he did a great job. I always think the telltale sign of a good actor is when you look at the actor in the movie, you see the character, and obviously not the actor. Gonna be honest, I was pretty worried watching this movie that all I was gonna see throughout the entire film was Cedric Diggory wearing a bat costume, but thankfully, that is not the case. I think my second favorite character in the entire movie was Oz, also known as the Penguin. He did a really good job throughout the film, and I think he's probably one of the funniest parts of the movie, which is, not too unexpected. The Penguin is a really funny character, but it was nice either way, because at worst, the Penguin can be a short, stumpy kind of idiot, and at best, well, he's kind of who he is in this movie. I also really like the Riddler. It was obviously really important that the main villain of the movie be well portrayed, and I think he was. I won't say who plays him because it's kind of part of the mystery to see who he is once unmasked. And you can look it up if you really want to know, but that kind of detracts from the whole experience. However, the actor who played him, I think, really captured his energy very well. The Riddler never really comes off as menacing in a lot of aspects, but I think he did a really good job here of coming off as just genuinely pretty crazy, and it worked really well. To quickly run through the other characters, I really liked Commissioner Gordon, even though he's not Commissioner in this movie, but he did a really good job. I quite like the actor who played him, and overall he was just a really good character. Batman and Gordon do always have a really close relationship, but it's not been shown too much on the screen. We did see a bit of it in the Christian Bale movies, but I think it's actually portrayed even better here, and it was really enjoyable. I thought that Andy Serkis did a great job as Alfred. I'll admit I was a little worried at first. I didn't know how he'd be able to capture that kind of old wise butler, but he did a really good job. My only real complaint is that he actually wasn't in the movie as much as I would like. Characters aside, I really enjoyed the cinematography. Matt Reeves has a really distinct style. In fact, I was recently featured in a video about that very topic. I'll put a link to that in the description so you can go check it out. And I can safely say his style really shines through with this movie. There's a lot of point of view stuff and a lot of just really cool shots, especially near the end of the movie. There's one specific shot of the Batman and a few other people. You'll know it when you see it. It's really cool. On to the side of the music, I really enjoyed it. I thought the soundtrack was really good, and while I don't think it surpasses Hans Zimmer's music in the Christian Bale Batmans, I do think it is still really good. The movie makes really good use of leitmotifs, and if you don't know what that is, I'll put a little description on the screen here so you can just give that a quick read. And they use them a lot for Catwoman and Batman whenever they come on screen, and I can safely say I freaking love Catwoman's. Her theme in this movie is really good. And so to wrap up this segment, I just want to talk about how they kind of put a new spin on the Wayne family and its history, and I think that was pretty cool. I won't say what, obviously, you will find that out in watching the movie, but it is not what I expected, so it was pretty cool. I think you will enjoy it. And I like the movie's conclusion. That's all I'm gonna say. I kinda like the way the story went, the lessons learned, kinda, for lack of a better way of explaining it. I obviously won't go into great detail, but it is cool. I like the approach it took with how the movie ended and the things that Batman learns by the end. It's pretty cool. So now on to the stuff that I didn't like as much. First and foremost, I really did not like this movie's runtime. I like long movies, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite movies is The Godfather, and that movie is extremely long, and I can also watch every Lord of the Rings extended back to back. Length isn't a problem. I just don't think this movie's pacing works for its length, and it makes it really feel like you're sitting there for the 3 hours that it is. Matt Reeves himself said that once the audience sits down and the movie starts, it won't feel like the 3 hours, but that was not the case for me. I think the biggest contributor to this is the subplot of Carmine Falcone. He's a good character, and he did a good job in the movie, but I feel like it just took up too much time. I won't go into great detail, obviously, again, because I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it was a little too long. I just think it dragged too much. Another thing I don't care for is kind of a small thing. It doesn't really impact the movie, but it does leave me wondering about the future installments in this new Batman series. Is a character we meet at the end, I won't say who, And I don't know. I don't know about the casting. I don't know if it'll work very well, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I just personally don't think the character was captured the way I would have liked, but we'll see. I can't tell until I see more of the character. Just wanted to get that out there, though. One thing I didn't really expect was a lack of Bruce Wayne, but there was very little Bruce Wayne in this movie. On the upside, that leaves a lot of time for Batman, which is great, but there just isn't a lot of Bruce Wayne, and I really like Bruce Wayne. I figured we'd see more of him, especially in the trailer. We see like that scene of Bruce Wayne, but that's almost the only time we really see Bruce Wayne as Bruce Wayne. It's pretty interesting. Just would have liked more. And while I said I liked this movie's conclusion, and I just thought it was like a cool spin on what you'd expect, I also didn't like it for that very reason. And it's kind of weird. I can't explain it, but maybe you'll understand when you see it for yourself. I both do and don't like it. It's kind of just like a middle ground for me, so I figured I'd mention it here again too. It's like just a weird middle ground. I don't really know how to feel. All in all, I do think the movie was good. It sort of felt like 3 TV show episodes combined. That's the kind of feeling I got from the pacing anyway, and I think it would have worked very well that way. I actually probably would have preferred it like that. That said, it would have been 3 very good episodes of TV, so that means it's still a very good movie. If I had to give it a ranking, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 or an 8. I don't really think it was worth the wait and the hype, sadly, at least in my eyes, but I still did really like it. It's probably my 3rd favorite Batman movie, if that means anything to you, with the 2 on top being Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. So, all in all, I'd suggest you go see it. It is a good time, especially if you go with friends. Just have a nice, relaxing 3 hours with your buddies and enjoy a pretty good Batman movie. It's probably the best thing DC's done since Joker, so that is a good thing. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you go check out the movie, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.